I went live last night about the situation with Monique and her son after he posted the first video. And I was hoping that he didn't have to post a second video, but he felt the need to respond after Monique and her husband responded to his initial video that he posted. Here's the thing. You have to be willing to accept feedback the same way that you're willing to give that feedback to other people. You have to be willing to accept feedback. And when it comes to your children, especially one that you have admittedly said yourself that you weren't the best parent, you have to listen to that child. No one says that you have to agree with the child, but you definitely have to listen to what they have to say. Their feelings do matter. And when I look at this, one of the things that gets me, and I said this last night, one of the things that had me heated the most was the fact that it wasn't Monique, but it was her husband that said something about Shalon allegedly having some type of mental illness. This is what lets me know that what they were doing had malicious intent. Regardless of who it is, but this is your child. You're letting someone else, and you're going along with it, allowing someone, if there is a mental illness, you're allowing your spouse to put that out for the world to see. And that's a complete violation. So there was nothing loving about that. And it further gave what this young man said some life. It definitely gave it life. I actually find it ironic that they felt the need to bring up some type of alleged mental health issue when just the things that we can see at face value, Monique appears to be dealing with her own issues because she definitely is displaying some narcissistic tendencies. They are definitely there. Her lack of empathy for what her son said, she did not try to understand. I don't even know if she really listened to what he said, because the things that he clearly expressed in his video, she came back and did the exact things that he was trying to tell her she was doing from the beginning. Throwing money at him, thinking that's going to make her be the best parent because she's throwing money at a situation. Money does not make a parent, and it definitely does not make a relationship. So that lack of empathy, the need to always be right, the need to be the victim in a situation, the need to be admired, this kind of sense of like there's some grandiosity there when it comes to her. It's a lot. And my thing, I'm sitting here and I'm like the arrogance that I say, I'm like, you're exhibiting some things, sister. And even when it comes down to envy, because I feel like a lot of the people that she keeps coming after or wants to be a victim of, I feel like these are people that she is actually envious of. And then when you see her come at her son and the way she allows her husband to come at her son, let me be clear on something. People are asking a question. Why is Monique not talking herself? Why is she letting him speak? Because she knows that she was wrong. That's the thing. She knows that she was wrong. So by allowing her husband to speak for her, she doesn't have to admit or acknowledge that she did any wrong in this situation. And clearly her husband isn't going to have her acknowledge that she did anything wrong. Now, talking to the interviewer, she can say, I messed up. But when it comes to speaking to her own child, when she actually has to be held accountable, can have face-to-face interactions with her child, she does not want to be held accountable dealing with her son. Hence, even today, she came and showed text messages. Those text messages, it's not a good look because it shows that you haven't spoken to your son in 2 to 3 years, which was something that he said and also her spouse said. So I'm just looking at these things and I'm saying, number one, if you're going to go and try to say something about this young man's mental health, which I don't know, what the situation is, but what I can tell you outside of his mental health, that he is very articulate and he is able to articulate his feelings and his thoughts about things. And whenever we're dealing with someone in therapy, that's a godsend. When you are able to sit there and clearly express how you feel and what you have going on, then that's definitely something that we can work with. But when you're sitting in a therapeutic environment and you are unable to accept responsibility for your own actions, and you are constantly pointing the finger at other people, it's everyone else's fault, that's an issue. That is definitely an issue. I would hope that at some point, Monique does a self-evaluation. She does an internal check and look and see what she has going on, and will not respond to her son anymore on social media, the internet, or whatever, and that she'll go and talk to her son face to face as a mother would.